Welcome back to Black Clover Anime Review, episode number 62. This is I'm reviewing the 111th episode of the 11th episode of the anime, The Eyes of a Mirror, and the 230th manga. I'll crush you. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm covering. Now, well, first, let's talk about this newest episode of the anime, Eyes of a Mirror. Now, I haven't used usually tell me exactly what chapters were adapted for this episode. I had to basically do my own homework basically comes to this. Now, this episode covered the last page of chapter 183, covered the entirety of chapters 184, and from what I can tell, 187. And that was basically it. Yeah, it covered like two full chapters plus a page in our chapter. Now, 186 was actually happened last week. So here's my personal theory when it comes. I think next week we'll cover 185, 188, and 189. Probably cover like three full chapters next week. It's possible. Now, as for the episode itself, there's one portion of the episode that actually is not from the manga. Because I've tried looking at this, I don't know where the heck this particular scene is. It's just Yami and Jack the Ripper just wandering around the Ayamanetsun's headquarters, and while being invaded by a Golden Dawn, let's just say, knight, who is a reincarnated elf. And of course, while they're indirectly fighting each other while trying to look for this mysterious person. Yeah, this scene is completely anime original. I don't know if this is from the manga. I can't find it. I honestly can't. I've tried looking, and I can't find it at all. Now, the main portion of the episode is split between two different things. Aside from that, the episode kind of basically begins a little differently than what we were in last week. It begins in Glamour World. Yes, you get the first ever anime debut of this place. Yes, this is another thing I've been looking forward to seeing in the anime. And pretty much what happens here is you have the elf-possessed Captain Dorothy, who, and get this, her name is, her elf is named, let's see, her name is Reeve. Yes, Reeve. Where basically she has brought Vanessa, Magna, Luck, and Sally. Yes, Sally is with them. It's a good thing, too, because she points out a heck of a lot of stuff. What happened in this particular portion of the episode? Well, they spent a lot of time fighting her, and of course they also are recharged and things too. Oh yeah, Charmy's here as well. Yeah, she doesn't contribute much to the fight. And apparently, like, they create some food, and of course, well, apparently that Vanessa's, let's just say, fate magic, his thread magic, doesn't exactly, it's like basically her thread magic, and basically the magic used by Captain Dorothy basically cancel each other out here, which is kind of interesting. Yes. So, okay, various obstacles, including like bringing up like almost like a tidal wave on him. So basically, Sally tells Luck, "Hey, Luck, this is like, throw some lightning in there." Like, okay. And tells Magna, "Throw some fire in there." Explodes. Basically, what she gives, Sura gives a scientific explanation of basically what this is. Excuse me, brain dreams become reality, and yeah, and at one point they actually they've been there for a little while, and they start getting sleepy. And apparently, whoever falls asleep in the Glamour World actually stays asleep, which is kind of weird, to say the least. Yes, and then she just basically she keeps like kept saying she really wants her glasses, and as what happened to her glasses, it's implied that when she originally died, is that, well, Petty basically decided to she probably destroyed them when he killed her. It's possible. So she conjured up glasses. And basically, yeah, and there's also one point you have Charmy eating fish. Yeah, because this thing had fish and these razor fish. And, well, they had to figure out a way to get out of here. But that's that portion of the episode ends. Then we go back to the outside of the world. And this happens like right halfway through the episode. Like you have first half basically is all Glamour World stuff. And then the other half is simply the real world, where you have Asta, Gordon, Gray, and Henry. Oh, in case you wonder what happened to the other two, they are off basically doing their own thing. Yeah, last I saw these people, these two, they were in a prison cell. I don't know where they are currently because, well, they've had a time skip and limited to a couple chapters during this time skip. So they take him on at one point, and of course they pretty much have it to where they're trying to avoid all the mirrors. Then Asta is like thrown up in the air thanks to the evade portion of the magic, and he falls. And of course, Henry basically uses reinforcement magic to basically put him like this little container so he can go to his Black Asta mode. Yes, first time in about a few episodes he's used this damn thing, and he's able to destroy almost all the mirrors. He's getting close to Goosh, and then activates his left. Oh, you saw me. So basically, he gets sort of trapped because his eye is also a mirror as well. Why this is, I don't think the series ever explained why his eye is like that for. It's particularly very weird. And then he gets basically stopped by Mari, whose apparently name is Essence, I think her name is. Yes, that's apparently Drought's little sister, just like how Mary is basically sister to Goosh. And then basically have sort of a flashback. Basically, this is taken from the first couple pages of chapter 188. Yeah, they actually adapt the first 2 pages of this chapter. We have a brief flashback of Henry from his childhood. It seems as though they keep having like a lot of the characters like have a small portion of the episode where dedicates their pretty much their backstory. I mean, honestly, don't need it all because they actually had it for them at the beginning of the show. They occasionally have flashbacks to childhood. Mostly put these following characters have had episodes that have flashbacks to, like Noelle's had several. This is the first one for Henry. Let's see who else. I don't think Mimosas had him. No, surprisingly, most never had him. But of the Black Bulls, the other ones who actually has had flashback episodes dedicated to him has been Noelle. There's been Henry, obviously. Let's see who else. Zora himself has actually had a flashback episode. And Yami has had his own flashback episodes. Yeah, but Luck has had it too. So has Fenrir and Vanessa. Yeah, all these people have had flashback episodes. This episode was the first one for Henry, and yeah, apparently because basically people already knew that he can basically suck up magic like a sponge, and they kind of basically kind of been hinting at it. Yeah, apparently his body was born to be very frail, and this episode kind of gives the origin of basically how he got the house that basically became the Black Bull headquarters. Yeah, apparently it was given to him by his parents. Yeah, and then you have the stock footage of Yami when he first met Henry. Yep, that was taken from a previous portion of this arc when he had Sally and the other two who were with her, basically attacking the Black Bull headquarters. Just for a jewel. Yep. This episode is it's basically a bit of an expansion on Henry's backstory, though we kind of know who he is, and he does get a little bit of development here. Though it does not explain why he speaks so slowly. For yes, this episode doesn't bother to explain it. And of course, he basically converts parts of the Black Bull headquarters into sort of like a mini Quinjet. Yeah, where he puts himself and he's flying around the damn thing. It looks like a freaking Quinjet from the Avengers. Like, I don't know if in fact the writer, he probably saw Avengers and probably thought, hey, that looked cool. Let's have Gore to make a piece of the Black Bull headquarters. Why not? So they fly around, and of course, well, yeah, then that's where the episode ends, basically, on Henry. Now, they have this wonderful thing of I Saw You, where Drope basically wants to know about Goosh, the guy who he's basically possessing. And he looks through his clothes, and apparently the replica doll Marie is there, along with pictures of her in various poses. Yeah, and then he accidentally drops them. And then, basically, the elf possessed Marie's like, what are those? That's what the thing is. Yeah, it's so hilarious. And that was the Clover clip. Yeah, these things are so funny. It's something though we had one this week, and not one last week. I thought that was weird. Yes, this episode overall, as for changes wise, none really. Visually, it looks pretty much the same. I mean, aside from the fact that it needs some words, some dialogue, there's really not much change here. No, I mean, The glamour war looks pretty spot on how it's depicted from the manga, which I do appreciate Studio Parrot actually depicting the glamour world accurate to how it's depicted in the manga. I mean, in the case of a visual, oh yeah, and also on her glamour, the first time that Dorothy attacked him before he died with a wave was this giant dog creature, where apparently opens its mouth, where apparently leads out into outer space for some reason. Yeah, I thought this was particularly very weird. In the manga, it's like really quick little thing, and that kind of thing is destroyed by Magnum. Yep. Overall, the episode is actually pretty good, surprisingly, and there is actually no change here. Well, the only changes they make to this thing is they added a scene for Yami and Jack the Ripper. The only thing I can think of is they pretty much added some stock footage for a little bit addition for Henry. And that's pretty much it. Basically just a couple additions. But aside from that, that's oh yeah, and also you get some shots of Zora, Noelle, and Mimosa and her brother. You get some shots of them. They don't say much. They can't do much of anything in this battle. Yeah. Now on to the new chapter of the manga. Pick up where last chapter left off, where basically Asta pretty much wasted the soldiers of the Spade Kingdom. Oh yeah, he introduced me. I'm Asta. I'm from a Magic Brigade Knights in the Clover Kingdom, the Black Bulls. I'm not gonna hurt any of you, so don't worry. It's okay now. They'll use us to help the fortress to move. They'll keep us alive, take us our magic. They're free. We're right in the middle of a strong magical region. You have to run away. What is happening? Why am I fighting this war? Who is supposed to do this? The captain who rules this fortress has an eerie magic. Whichever power is even human. I got it. In case for starters, I'll crush all the bad guys here that are in here. Oh, that can't be done. Hordes of soldiers besides. I'll be fine. And he just whisks away. Yep. And he confronts some soldiers. Like, so you're the intruder. He's like, Demon Dweller. And he's able to take out 3 guys. Black Slash. Right back to that move out from Yami. Yep. Yeah, it's just me. It's basically his sword's got a good new handle on it. Yeah, that was really cool. He basically sliced through all the soldiers inside of there. Like, up there, huh? So, goes to the next floor. Plows to the Spade soldiers. Really easily. And like, what are you? And of course, well, he's fine. What? He comes across the guys. That was quite a rampage. It appears you two have the power of devil in you. Why are you doing awful stuff to your fellow countrymen? I feel awful stuff. The sacrifices making so may prosper. For that low stage trash, I don't believe in anything great honor. Citizens are trash. And then something weird happens, they get frozen. There's something magical so like you, do anything you can block. Basilisk breath. Top stage, a match for it. In the end, you're useless. Fire for fortress. Demon destroyer. And he freezes. What'd you do? Apparently, he uses his big blade. Apparently, can grow giant, can basically increase in length and slice the top of this fortress. You negated the poison? How does he have power? Yeah, of course, Oz mad. It's like he said, "I'll crush you all." Yeah, and then his devil appears on top of the fortress, and that's where the chapter ends. Like, oh my gosh, like wow, he is really mad. And apparently, you see his devil. His devil's not been named yet. Yeah, that's the weird thing about this series. Asa's got a devil inside of his swords, and it's never got a name. No, it's just referred to as Asa's devil, but it's a great cover image. I'm not going to show it because I don't want it to be copyrighted by Shonen Jump. But I use their app. Yeah, this is basically their app I'm using my phone. But I'm not going to show it because I don't want to get a copyright strike. But it's a shock image. Look it up. Basically, you'll see what I mean. Yeah. As this chapter itself, it's a pretty damn good chapter. I mean, in the case of this particular arc, it's just basically the next. Like, it picks up, like, right where the last chapter left off, which is great for a series like this. Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, I'm gonna get this chapter roughly a 9 out of 10. Really good. Though this chapter does have one thing against it that they had last chapter. It's no full on shut up Asta. Probably because we showed it last chapter, we don't need to show it again. Like, maybe we can do one quick panel of it. Yep. But here's something I always like to know though. Like, we just have Asta in this chapter, and apparently we don't show the rest of the Black Bulls in this chapter. I mean, yes, they were showing like wonderful color image. They were showing last chapter that came out last week. And apparently for this chapter, they decided not to do that for some reason. I don't know why. It's particularly very weird. Yep, but this overall was a really good chapter. I love it. Can't wait for next week's chapter, which comes out, well, on the Showing Up app, December 1st, which is on Sunday. Yep, I'm gonna get chapter 9.5 out of 10. Really good, okay? So yeah, that's it for this particular review. My next review, do a little bit. I'm going to do a review of the next MCU film. Yes, I'm a review, okay? Tuesday next review. Bye.